Welcome into this special segment of Partners in Kids Health. It's a partnership between Children's of Alabama and the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. I'm Conan Gasquet alongside Deputy Courtney Pullum of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Today we're talking about firearm safety, a very important topic, and we're going to focus on how to keep your guns securely locked. That's the main focus of the segment. We'll get into some other details as well. But Deputy Pullum, I want to start by talking about gun injuries in general and how common they are, specifically accidental gun injuries. How often do these happen?
So nationwide for the year 2023, we're still, of course, capturing 2024. We're still here. About 7,900 was the last number that I looked at as far as accidental or homicide type gun deaths. That includes ages 0 to 23. That's intentional shootings, that's accidental, that's suicide. Within that number, about 1,600 are accidental.
Wow.
And so somewhere in the neighborhood of about 4%.
Yeah, which still a very large number.
High number. Preventable. So to the extent possible, we want to use every tool available to help keep our kids safe from firearms.
And one of those tools is a gun lock. And so today we're looking at a variety of different common types of guns that people across Alabama and across the country own and use on a regular basis, and how to lock them properly so they'll be secure and you can protect your kids, your teens from any accidental gun-related injury. So let's start, Deputy Pullum, with a shotgun. A lot of hunters have shotguns. Show us how to properly lock a shotgun.
So shotguns, like you said before, they're there for hunting, home defense. Very common, very normal, very old system.
Yep.
So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that the weapon is unsafe. We want to make sure that it's pointed safe and away from anyone, nothing that we want to destroy. We want to look and visibly and physically inspect the chamber and make sure that it's empty. And then from there, once we've done that and we're satisfied that it's empty, what we're trying to do is block the firing pin from engaging around if there was one in the chamber, or just from the weapon actuating it all.
Just getting in the way.
Just getting in the way. So we're taking a very simple mechanism. We're going to block that. With a gun lock, we're going to run this through the ejection port, through the feed tray. We'll press it in. It does take a little bit of magic to work these, but once that magic is done, the system is now blocked. The gun lock's in place, and it can't operate.
And it's like you said, even if there were a round in there, that would get in the way and prevent it from firing.
That would get in the way, so that's what we're trying to do. Guns are around, guns are ubiquitous, kids are curious, but this will keep them safe from accidents.
And nowadays, a lot of times when you buy a gun from the manufacturer, it comes with a lock, right?
Yes. So when you buy a firearm from the manufacturer, in the manufacturer provided case, comes with instructions. Let's read those. Both to operate the weapon and the lock is provided by the manufacturer in most
Good
cases.
to have the lock, but you have to know how to use it.
Have to know how to use it. You want to make sure that we keep the keys. We want to make sure that we've got the right keys with the right lock. A lot of times they work cross-cultural, but we've seen every now and then they don't. So you want to make sure that those are where they need to be. Also, it doesn't help to keep the keys with the gun lock itself when we're trying to keep kids safe from accidents. Want
to make sure you're keeping those keys somewhere else in the house.
Somewhere else.
Or in your pocket or with you, something like that.
Somewhere else, on your person, somewhere where when you need them, you have them, but certainly when the kids are going and you're not around, that the keys aren't readily available for them.
So that's a look at how to properly lock a shotgun, but again, we've got a variety of other kinds of guns here. Let's move on down the line here and take a look at a revolver. How do you properly lock a revolver?
So revolvers are still around, still have a lot of use, a lot of common use, they're readily available. So with a revolver, we want to do the same thing. We want to make sure that the chamber is visibly and physically empty.
Good
we
way
want
to
inspect
start.
those. That's the way you want to start with all firearms. If you just put it down, you just walked away from it, you turn your back, come back, look again.
Double checking, triple checking, all of that,
So what we're trying to do is to stop the weapon system from actuating. So the cylinder turns, presenting a loaded chamber, the trigger is pressed, and then a round is fired. With revolvers, there is no safety. The safety is one's finger.
Yes, I didn't realize that.
That is not something that everyone knows. I think they think every firearm has a safety, but that's the way revolvers have always been designed. This is a double action only. So what we want to do, there's a couple of ways of doing this. we can run this lock through one of the chambers, which you can see in the cylinder, and close it, and the cylinder can't close.
Right.
Therefore, the weapon system can't work.
Just like on the shotgun, it's getting right in the way there.
Exactly, it's in the way.
Yeah.
Another way of doing this in a much more permanent way is we can run this through the chamber itself, sending it out the barrel. Again, like we said before, a little magic. And it is closed.
Right through there.
Right through there.
Yep. And I know we call these locks in general, but specifically these are cable locks.
These are cable locks. Cable locks are very versatile. These are the same type locks between a long gun, shotgun, and a very small pocket-sized revolver.
So the same kind of lock can be used on a variety of different kinds of guns, right?
Yes, yes. So these are two of the, they're starting to become less common.
Yeah.
Where we have a long shotgun, a Remington 870, and say a 38 Special air weight.
Yeah.
As we move down, we've got the more common firearms, your semi-automatic
Yeah.
handguns and your semi-automatic rifles or pistols.
And these cable locks, very tough to, I mean, that's tough material.
So
right
this
there,
is
right?
very tough material. So looking with this one, very difficult to cut
Yeah.
or breach. There's plenty of video. You see that this is fairly sturdy. There's
Yeah.
not a whole lot that you're going to be able to do with this quickly and getting through it.
So
it will
even
take
if
some
you're
time.
trying to get that lock off, you're going to have a really hard time with
You're going to have a very difficult time doing
Yeah.
that. Very
Okay.
difficult time. So certainly in terms of safety, especially when you have small children,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
become essential.
it. They get curious. Yeah.
Children get curious.
Yeah.
Guns are attractive.
Yeah.
Guns are widely seen, be it television, be it news, be it movies, so forth and so on.
Yeah.
Guns are around.
Yeah.
Kids are curious, and kids will go to them.
Yeah.
What we want to do is make sure that they are safe to the extent possible.
Yes.
And this is part of a layering system. One of those layers is also education.
Yes.
I don't want to leave that out.
Right.
When the children ask about a firearm, we don't recommend that you shoo them away from the topic. You actually explain this to them. Here's what they're
Yeah.
for, here's what they're not for, here's how to remain safe.
Because they're going to see them on TV.
They're
and
going to
things
see them
like
on
that.
TV, and they're
Yeah.
going to see them sometimes when you're not there. So you want to make sure that
Yeah.
they know the rules of the road.
Right. Yep. Okay, so shotgun, we've got a revolver. Let's step down to another kind of handgun, more of a Glock, a semi-automatic handgun.
This is actually a Glock, common manufacturer semi-automatic handgun. This is more of in the Glock 17 size configuration. This particular one is a Glock 31
Okay.
in 357. These are what you find more commonly.
Yeah, yeah.
So the same as before, we want to make sure that the magazine well is empty.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that the chamber is empty, and we want to visibly and physically inspect that all the time. Same rules apply. When we rack the slide several times, we know that there's nothing there. What we're trying to do, just like with the others, we want to stop this. We want to block the action
Yep.
from going.
Yep.
So
just getting in the way, like we said.
getting in the way.
Yeah.
If there's any doubt on how to do this, most gun locks come with written instructions
Yeah.
with pictures for persons like myself.
Always important to make sure you read the instructions and not just
Always.
assume that you know what to do.
Always want to read the instructions. Pictures help,
Yeah.
but again, very easy to put in place.
Yeah.
A little magic with the keys. The weapon system's now locked.
And just that easy, in a few seconds, you've got it locked.
In a
Yeah.
few seconds, we've taken this from being able to be put in place or being fired
Yeah.
to now it's not able to operate.
All right. Once again, very quick and easy to do with all these different kinds of guns. Let's take a look at another kind of gun, semi-automatic rifle now. And I know that it's important to understand how this one works specifically to know how to use that lock, right?
So specifically with this one, this is in the AR-15 type configuration. The lower here and the weapon itself is of the rifle style, but this is technically a pistol.
Yeah.
These are becoming more and more common. What makes this a pistol, according to the ATF, is this brace.
Yeah.
This is not a stock. This is actually a pistol brace.
Yeah.
So these are more common. We're finding these. There's a wide variety of reasons why we might find a firearm like this in a vehicle. Someone's traveling with it. There's an automobile accident.
Yeah.
It could be an arrest. It could be any number of reasons.
Y'all see them all the time.
We see them all the time.
Yeah.
So very easy to access. Now, operating this, I have the chamber open. There's nothing in the magazine well. I want to physically and visibly inspect that as before. What I'm going to do, pointing this away in a safe direction, I'm going to look and make sure that this chamber is empty.
Okay.
Now, to send the bolt forward, you would think it takes quite a bit of force to press this button.
And let's see where the camera can see that. Can you show that close up there?
So there's a small button here and a larger paddle there. One would think it takes a lot to do that.
Yeah.
Does not.
Yeah, and a child could very easily do that on purpose or even by accident, right?
Even by accident, it can happen.
Yeah.
Putting it back in place, you mash the smaller paddle and push it forward. It's now back empty.
Right.
So how do we make this safe for storage?
Yep.
Again, gun lock. We want to block the action. The safe way to do this, we saw how easy that bolt will go forward.
Yeah.
You don't want to get your fingers in here while you're doing that.
Right.
So we want to run it through the path of least resistance.
Okay.
Right here.
Yep.
Running it through the mag well. Magic with the keys.
Clamp it down and there you go.
It no longer operates at this point.
Yep.
As you can see, it's blocked.
Yeah.
The lock does
Nice
its
and
job.
secure.
It's nice and secure.
All right.
And the weapon's still unsafe.
So that's a look at 4 different kinds of guns and how to safely use a cable lock to make sure that they're secured so that if a child were to get to them, that the firearm would not fire, so there could not be an accidental injury there.
One of the things I think when we talked off camera before that I didn't demonstrate, when you have the gun locks in place, we could assume there was ammunition in this magazine even though it's empty. One of the things that's prevented, magazine can still go in and can still be inserted, but what can't happen is a round can't be chambered.
That can't actually go forward.
Can't actually go forward.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. And there's lots of ways to find information on gun locks. If you're interested in getting some more information, you can contact your local law enforcement. And you can also go to the gun manufacturer. And it's like we said, most guns nowadays do come with these locks and instructions, right?
Most guns come with gun lock instructions. Most of the gun locks, if you get them separately, they come with instructions. Again, with words, pictures, lots in multiple languages. There is some good information on YouTube and other videos that are out there on the internet that do show you how to use gun locks. And most firearms, when purchased from the manufacturer, they come in the box.
Yes.
So these are all good ways to do that. If you need information from the Sheriff's Office, we are readily available. Here at the Academy, range staff is also readily available.
Yeah.
The website for us, jeffcosheriffal.com.
Right. Yep.
And I enjoyed doing it. We look forward to doing it again.
Thank you very much. We appreciate this demonstration. We talk about at Children's of Alabama gun locks and firearm safety a good bit, but it's nice to have this visual so that people can see, and hopefully people will use this video as a reference for how to keep their guns safe.
Absolutely, and that's what we're promoting. Safety, always.
All right, once again, Deputy Courtney Pullum with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Thanks so much for your time. And for more information, again, you can go to their website or you can go to our website, childrensal.org.